Hello everybody, don't mind my setup here. I am in the car today again. This video is going to be a week 2 recap of my 5th travel assignment and my first time as a school-based OT. To get it started, this week I finally saw some kids on my caseload. I think I saw the majority of them, and still a lot more scheduling. I think the scheduling is going to take a few weeks to get down. So I think if you watched my previous video on week 1, then you know that there's 2 other OTs that are already providing telehealth services. And so we kind of clarified some things on who's going to be seeing who and am I taking their whole caseload or not, like, you know, what we're doing there. And so it's been clarified. I am only taking the mod severe kiddos, so I will have 2 classrooms at one of the schools I'm at, and then the other school I'm at, I still have just the 4 kids, and they are not all mod severe, but I'll just keep those 4. And so that actually brought my caseload from 20 down to 16, which is helpful. That's so low for school-based, I feel. I feel like a lot of the OTs I see on social media who are in a school, they have like 60 kids on their caseload, which is just nuts. So I'm very grateful for such a low caseload. It's really going to give me the ability to really focus and give these kids that I do have my full attention and as much support as I can. Then the other 2 OTs will continue providing telehealth services to the other kiddos who are not on my caseload, and they will continue with my kids to make up minutes that have been missed this school year, which is a lot. So they're gonna still continue to see the kids I'm seeing just to make up some minutes. As far as the kids on my caseload go, so they are on the mod severe classrooms, and it's definitely gonna be a challenge. The one plus side of being in person is I'm able to pull them to another room, and just from 1 week of working with these kids, they've never been pulled to another room during OT, and I think that is going to be so beneficial to them. It is just impossible, I think, to get any type of situation where anyone can focus in the classrooms that they're in right now, just because there's 10 plus kids in there and they're all screaming, running around, crying. Like, it's so overstimulated that there's just no way that they can actually focus on what we're doing during a session. So I am really glad that I'm going to be able to pull them out of class. Of course, like, you don't always want to have to pull kids out, but unfortunately none of these kids are currently in a gen ed classroom anyways, and actually pulling them to the classroom I am pulling them to kind of puts them into not gen ed, but I'm pulling them from the mod sphere classrooms to a resource room, and so there's a few more kids in there that it'll be good for them to be around. I have not had a full week yet because my first week here, the Monday was canceled because of weather. My second week here, my Monday was canceled for a holiday. And then this Monday, which is tomorrow, is also canceled for a holiday. So last Monday, it was Abraham Lincoln's birthday. I have never in my life heard of a school canceling for Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So if you have heard of that, let me know, because I thought that was crazy. I thought that was a little overboard. So yeah, we don't have school again this Monday, so this will be my 3rd 4-day week in a row, which, you know, I kind of want that extra day, like, because I want to be working. That's why I'm here. I want to get paid. But after this next week, we'll be back to 5-day weeks. We had another IEP meeting, so I'm kind of getting a little bit more used to that. The next one I'm sure I'll be presenting in. This one I was not presenting because I hadn't seen the kid yet, and the other OT was available and she was willing to present for it. So she went ahead and did that. So getting a little bit more used to the IEP meetings. I realized that as a school-based OT with a small caseload, this is going to feel like such a relaxed job. At least right now it does, and I'm only 2 weeks in, so that's probably why. Outside of treatment, all of my work I can probably do at home. I've been staying at school because I like to keep my work-life balance very separated, and so like I don't like to bring work home because then I feel like one, I'm not as focused, two, I'm not as like into it. So I like to do work at work and home at home. So I've been staying at school after I see kids to get, you know, my notes and stuff done. But it feels just very relaxed right now, and it almost feels like I'm not used to that, and I don't usually like a slower pace. So we'll see how that goes. Just, I feel like I like the fast-paced things. I'm trying to use my downtime effectively and productively, I guess, with like working on stuff for my social media or working on continuing ed credits, stuff like that, so that I'm still focused on like something productive instead of just going home and doing nothing. Aside from all of that, I did not really run into any trouble with any of my kids this week. Not really any funny stories. The very first kid I ever saw here, she ate, like, I literally saw her for 15 minutes. She ate half of a crayon, a bunch of Play-Doh off the floor, and attempted to rip off the tip of an Expo marker to eat that too. So it's safe to say that I will be a lot more observant and careful with what I'm giving her in future sessions. That's pretty much how my second week has gone. Overall pretty good, and I think I'm gonna enjoy it while I'm here. At this point, 2 weeks in, do I think school-based OT is for me permanently? No, I don't think so. To be quite honest, I don't really have much of a backup for that yet, like a reason to back that up quite yet, but I just don't feel like school-based is for me permanently. But am I glad I'm doing it temporarily for a contract? Yeah, I'm glad to try it out so then I can decide, is this really for me or no? So that is how week 2 has gone. Those are my feelings on it, and keep an eye out next week for week 3 recap.